Good day, viewers. Welcome to today's edition of Uka'S Beef. My name is Uka'S, editor of Africa World News. Today, I want to look briefly into the massive demonstration going on in the US over the death of Garner, the guy who was choked to death by NYPD guys. Now, I should ask, is this racism? Yes, it is racism on one hand. On the other hand, it is not. On one hand, we will say it looks like Africans. When I say it looks like, that is what it actually is in this part of the world. That Africans are drawers of water and hewers of wood. You know, Africans hardly get justice when issues involve them with some white people. But I'm not saying that this is 100%, but mostly it has always been, knowing the history of the world. Unless you don't read or you don't follow global events, you will see that the African man, the travel of African man, it's enormous. Now, the issue of Garner casts doubt on the leadership of America. You see, why I'm bothered is because some of us have respect and high regards for the US because of its crucial role in the world. Now, the US say they are leader of the free nation. But with cases like this, and with records, which many of us, you and I, do know. The other day was the Ferguson case, and now Garner. You need to see, if you have not seen how this guy died, you need to watch it online and see how he was choked to death. This is a family man who has children, who has a wife, and they just apologized to the wife. The wife, I watched her say that she refused to accept the apology. How can you just kill her husband and you just apologize and you expect her to accept your apology? You know, do you bring back life? Do you have control over life? This is not fair. It is not fair because you are bringing down the strength of humanity. Well, it is not racism on the other hand, because if you beam your eyes on your TV, American stations, on satellite stations, and see what's happening, you see that many white people are protesting alongside, and this is what I call humanity, because the issue of Garner is our issue. We are Garner. There are millions of Ghanaians around the world, because they say when the eyes shed tears, other sense organs, the nose, the mouth, the ear, others join. Now, what we are fighting, and what we've been fighting from time immemorial, is a strong minority who plans to strangle the rest of human beings to bow to their whims and caprices. Now, we don't want to talk about what happened in the slave trade, which it looks like nobody wants to hear today. It's a taboo topic. Nobody talks about slavery. We thank God that the internet has provided for us the opportunity to see what's happening in every part of the world. It's up to you to know what's happening in Japan. You just, at the tip of your finger, you see what's happening in Japan, in Africa, in the rest of the continent. And now, think about what happened during the slave trade. How people were killed, no questions. How women were raped, no human dignity. How people were thrown overboard. You know, lots of things happened. And records, no one kept record. How nations were built, their wealth, they amassed wealth for themselves and their generation on the back of people's sufferings. So this brings to the issue of equality, justice. We are creating laws. Who are these laws meant for? Are these laws meant for certain people? Then on the other hand, it's not meant for a strong minority. Well, this is not fair. I want to talk about the issue of America's status as the leader of the world. It It's important that the American leadership know that people like us have enormous respect for America, and the issue involving the Eric Garner and Ferguson, it casts doubt on our belief in America. We believe that to a greater extent, America can do a lot for the human race, in the sense that they have the positive advantage of their being the global policeman, helping the vulnerable, fighting against terrorism and stuff like that. But this Ghana issue, it casts a big question mark on the status of America as the leader of the world. Well, this is not fair. It scares some of us to even walk on the street. A man just was on the street and he met his death. This is not accident. This is not gunshot. He wasn't armed. So that we start saying, okay, he was armed. We had to choke him to death because he was armed. This is not really fair. Now, there's a widow. There are fatherless children. America, you just have to think. You have to think deeply, especially in this age of Obama. Now, many things like this have been happening and no one talks. We're happy that the world is seeing what's happening. Justice needs to be done. And it brings to the limelight things that many people have been suffering all around the world. Suffering from the law enforcement agents, especially in this part of the world we consider free. Many people run away from their countries due to conflict, due to the fact that they can feel safe, they can have good things of life. But unfortunately, it looks like their thoughts are being defeated with the death of Eric Garner and things that are happening. Let us reconsider the importance of being human, that justice be served to everyone when the person is wrong, and that law enforcement agents serve everyone. It's important because in this part of the world which I am, we have issues whereby when you call law enforcement agents, if they hear your voice, it takes time to respond, unlike the other people or the other persons which might call them too. The response is not swift. It is not fair. We need to understand the importance of being human. We are all Americans. Watch the video and see how this guy met his death. It is not fair. For the sake of the wife, the children, and humanity, let there be justice. Thank you for listening to me. I'm Uka'S, editor of Africa World News. Check out what we are doing at africaworldnewspaper.com. See our online TV, Africa World TV. We've been receiving thousands of visitors from around the world. You can check it out and feast your eyes. Seeing is believing. Thank you and God bless you.